All right, next one. Am I the asshole for refusing to babysit for my sister? My 19-year-old female sister, 32 years old, Mary, we'll call her, and her husband, 28, John, have twins, a boy and a girl, both 10 months old. My parents were ecstatic when they found out she was pregnant, as the twins were their first grandchildren, and my sister had been struggling with getting pregnant for a while. I was happy for my sister and John, but I couldn't help but wonder how they were going to handle this financially. They've been in quite a bit of debt and both work long hours. My question was answered a few weeks ago when we were having a big family dinner. Me, my parents, Mary, John, brother Mike, brother Josh, and his wife Sophie. My sister announced that she would be returning to work in 2 weeks, so they were going to need everyone to chip in and babysit and help them out financially. I'm not going to lie, I was shocked when I heard this because it sounded a bit ridiculous that they expected everyone to babysit their kids for free and to give them money for their debts. Mary went around the table asking everyone when they could watch the twins so she could draw up a roster and how much money they could spare. Everyone was contributing, and Sophie was even talking about trying to move her work shifts around so that she could babysit. I'm a full-time college student, and I have a part-time job at a bakery, so I really have no time or cash to spare. I'm also not great with kids, especially babies. I literally have absolutely no idea how to take care of them. When Mary got around to me, she said she thought I could do the most hours since I was only in college and didn't have any serious commitments. Her whole attitude kind of annoyed me, and I told her I wasn't going to be babysitting her kids or going to chip in money-wise, and that it was her decision to have kids, so it's her responsibility. The room went silent, and my sister started crying, and everyone started giving out to me for being selfish, and my mom said that in our family we take care of each other. I left the dinner because everyone was so mad at me and demanding I apologize. I agree that maybe I was a little blunt with her and maybe I should have offered to babysit once or twice, but I don't think I'm completely in the wrong. My family is still pissed at me and my parents are demanding I not only apologize to Mary and John, but write them a check to help them out. I have like $70 in my bank account, so that's not going to happen. I want to apologize for being rude, but I know they're still going to expect help. Am I the asshole?
Layers. There's more
okay?
layers on this one.
Take a deep breath.
There's more layers. I'm trying to gather my thoughts here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Mary.
I don't think, this is my personal opinion, think that someone's child is someone else's responsibility. Unless the person has offered and doesn't have to put their own priorities on the back burner in order to help the other person out.
Yeah. I think this kind of goes back to different families and different cultures have different expectations of how their family is going to contribute to their own decisions, whether it's like putting someone through school or raising their kids or helping them out in times of need. Every family is different. So same answer that I kind of gave as like a high level statement to a previous one. So we're kind of missing background context into how this family expects people to behave other than what OP is telling us. And it sounds like they do have high expectations of everyone to chip in.
But so this should have been a conversation prior to expecting,
But
it should have been a conversation before. Are you able to, and what are you able to provide in order to help out in this situation?
So, yeah, I see what you mean. But at the same time, if I'm 19 years old and my 32-year-old sister comes to me and says, hey, by the way, I'm going to have a baby. Can you commit to helping me out for X, Y, Z? I'm going to be like, no. Yeah. But that's me. I think it's unreasonable to put that burden on someone else who isn't part of, the two people or one person or however many people agree to raise a child together.
Agreed. And I also don't think they should expect money from their 19-year-old college sibling who's obviously, trying to make it through school, working a part-time job. They probably don't have enough means to pay towards your baby.
Yeah, I think it's an unreasonable expectation regardless of the family member's age or, proximity to you, unless it's the person who's agreed to raise the baby with you, right? Like it is it is traditionally the parents, the people choosing to have a baby and raise the baby responsibility, to do it financially, to do it physically, to do it emotionally, to be mentally available and be able to handle it. I Again, I almost feel like this might be a cultural difference. There are different types of families who feel like when someone has a kid, it becomes the responsibility of the whole family. But that kind of removes the choice of the people who weren't involved in the decision to have a child. If you're like, the sister of that person, you weren't involved in that decision, obviously. And I feel like that's what's not fair. It's this forced responsibility that you didn't opt into.
And I just find it, because it says that the sister was also expecting them to give them money towards their debts.
Yeah.
What? But, I mean, it seems as though in this situation, the poster also has their own debts. I mean, they're in college. If they have $70 in their bank account, they probably can't afford and to give extra money to someone else's debts. And I don't think it's fair that the sister would expect that.
I think the worst part about this whole thing is the sentence, when Mary got around to me, she said that she thought I could do the most hours since I was only in college and didn't have any serious commitments.
Yeah, I didn't like that either, because college is a serious commitment, and
it's just this attitude that the older sister, who is 32, is like shaming or reducing the sister's, work and what she does in life, her college or whatever, to something that doesn't matter as much as the older sister's priorities or child. Like, that's not your decision to make. You can't tell your sister, oh, what you're doing in school is not as important as my baby.
Well, and that's what I was saying before. Everyone has their own priorities, and it's not fair for you to expect someone to put their priorities on the back burner just to, help out whatever your priority may be. Everyone has the choice to do what they want.
It does feel like OP wants to stand up for themselves. They want to do right, but they are, rightfully concerned that their family is going to be upset with them. I think the family is unreasonable for being upset with them and dismissing it, but I can also try and understand that if that's the way your family is going to behave, do you want to be in a situation where everyone hates you because you wouldn't give them $70 or babysit twins you don't know how to take care of?
And there is likely more context that we don't have. Like, maybe these children were raised in a very family orientated, so they had their aunts and uncles, helping out their parents. So maybe that's why this sister is expecting the same for her child.
I think the same answer as we've kind of given across the board here. You can't expect anything from anyone else, and to take actions in your life expecting that you're going to have other people fill in the gaps, whether it's financially or taking care of kids. I don't think that is a reasonable position to live your life by. I think you always got to look out for you and your immediates who've made that joint decision, and don't put yourself in a position where you're expecting other people to make up for gaps.
Yeah.
And that's on facts.